This story was sent to me anonymously. No name. No return address. Just a flash drive, with a single video file, and a document that started with these words. If you're reading this, it means I didn't make it out. I watched the entire video. I read the entire story. And after you hear what happened, you'll understand why I had to share it. This isn't a legend. This isn't a creepypasta. This is what happens when you don't listen to the walls. So if you're not ready to be disturbed, turn back now. But if you are, subscribe and listen closely, because they were trying to warn us. It started in October of 2022. Mark and Eliza had just moved into a 2-story house on the edge of a small town in Oregon. They weren't rich, they had just enough for a down payment. The house was old, built in the 1940s, but sturdy, quiet. Eliza was pregnant. Mark worked from home as a graphic designer. The first night they heard it, a soft tapping sound behind the bedroom wall. Not like plumbing, not like rats, knocking. 3 short taps. They thought it was the pipes settling, or maybe a neighbor. But the next night it came again. Same time. 3 knocks. Always at 1:33 a.m. Eliza joked that it was a ghost with OCD. Mark laughed. But the next morning he noticed something strange. A crack in the wall. Small. Hairline. But perfectly vertical. As days passed, the knocking grew louder. And it started to follow them. In the kitchen. The hallway. The living room. Everywhere they went. 1:33 a.m. 3 knocks. They checked inside the walls. No signs of rats. No signs of anything. Then came the whispering. Eliza woke up one night and heard someone whispering through the wall. She put her ear against it and heard her name. Eliza. She screamed. Mark ran in. He heard nothing. The next day they brought in a handyman. He tapped along the wall and froze. One spot sounded completely hollow, unnaturally so. He said he'd come back tomorrow to open it. That night, the knocking didn't stop at 1:33. It continued for hours. By morning they found the handyman's truck still in the driveway. But no sign of him. He never came back. Mark opened the wall himself. Behind the drywall there was nothing, at first. Then he noticed a second layer. Behind it, a narrow vertical crawl space. No more than 2 feet wide. At the bottom, bones. Small. Fragile. Like those of a child. Wrapped in old fabric. And carved into the wood behind them. He watches from the quiet. They called the police. They came. Took the bones. Said it was probably historic. No threat. But the knocking didn't stop. It got worse. Now it came at random times. Louder. Sometimes shaking the entire room. Mark set up cameras. One night they captured something. The drywall flexed outward. Like something was trying to push through. But when they played the video back, frame by frame, there was a face. Brief. Bloated. Eyes stitched shut. Mouth open in a scream. Mark didn't sleep for days. Eliza wanted to leave, but they had nowhere to go. Then the voices came through the vents. We were never buried. We are still here. You took our home. Mark couldn't take it. He went into the crawl space. Disappeared. Eliza found his shoes at the entrance. Nothing else. She stayed with her sister after that. A week later, she had a miscarriage. 2 weeks later, she returned to collect her things. The house was cold. Too quiet. Until she heard it. 3 knocks. Then a whisper. Eliza. She turned to run. But the front door was gone. Just wall. Just like Mark said. She ran to the back, but all the windows were bricked shut from the outside. Someone, or something, didn't want her to leave. That's when she noticed writing on the hallway mirror. One enters. One stays. The message was written in condensation. But it hadn't rained. She heard footsteps above her. But she was alone. She ran upstairs, desperate, panicking, and found the bedroom door slightly ajar. Inside, nothing. Silent. Then the floor groaned. From inside the wall. She screamed and ran back downstairs. Grabbed her phone, trying to call anyone. No signal. Then she heard the music box. The same tune Mark had described. It was coming from the crawl space. Shaking, she grabbed a crowbar and opened it again. Inside it was different now. The walls were covered in names. Hundreds of them. All scratched into the wood. Eliza was the last. She dropped the crowbar and ran. The front door was back. She opened it, and it led to a pitch-black hallway, not the outside. She stepped back. The door slammed shut behind her. Trap. They found her phone weeks later, buried in the wall. Still recording. The last thing it captured was breathing. Right next to the mic. And a voice. Now we are one.